There was a book called The 13th Tribe, the Khazar Empire and Its Heritage by author Kosler. And in this book, this is one of the quotes. This was written before the full extent of the Holocaust was known. But that does not alter the fact that the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern Europe. Those people in the land of Israel today come originally from the Khazarian Empire. They are not the real Jews. They are European. They're white people. You understand? They have no connection with the biblical Jews. The Jews and Israelites that Moses aided to deliver from oppression and bondage from Egypt, that was not the people you see in the land of Israel today. And we're going to show you in the Bible, the book that they claim to use, the Old Testament, the prophets, they don't touch the New Testament. But we're going to touch the New Testament because the real Jews touch the New Testament. The real Jews and the Israelites believe in Christ. They don't believe in Christ because he's not their Christ. You understand? So we're going to read in the Bible and prove that black people, Hispanic people, Native American Indians are the real Jews and Israelites. And those people in the land of Israel today are imposters. They are what you call they call it identity theft. You understand? It's identity theft. So give me Revelation chapter 2 verse 9.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9.
And Arthur Kosler, the one responsible for the book titled The 13th Tribe, he's saying that, and he was Jewish himself, and he dug a little deeper to come to find out that he is of European origin. Those people in the land of Israel today are not the real Jews. They are converts. You understand? They believe in Judaism. They believe in a religion. But they don't really believe in the Old Testament. They believe in a book called the Talmud. And that's exactly where it belongs, in the damn mud. They say that, you can sleep with little girls and little boys. You can have sex with animals and cows anally. That's what they teach. That's what they believe. You understand? The Bible is against that. The Old Testament, the Torah, like they like to say, they don't go by the Torah. Because they got Pink City in Tel Aviv every year. They have one of the largest gay parades in the Holy Land. And that's totally anti-Christ, anti-Torah. You understand? Those people are imposters. They're frauds. They're not the real deal. Benjamin Netanyahu is an imposter. He's not a Jew. Anne Frank was not a Jew. You understand? The Israeli army, none of them are Jews. You understand? We're going to show you. But read Revelation chapter 2 verse 9.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9.
Read.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right. Christ is saying to the real Jews, I know thy poverty and tribulation, but thou art rich. What are we rich in? James 2 and 5. Rich in faith. We rich in the faith. In the knowledge, truth, wisdom, and understanding. That's what we rich in. Read.
And I know the blasphemy.
I know the blasphemy.
Of them.
Of who?
Of them.
Of them who?
Which say they are Jews.
Which say they are Jews. So Christ is saying, I know the blasphemy of the filthy, wicked lie, the detestable lie of them who say they are Jews. Who does the world respect as Jews and as the biblical people? Seth Rogen, Adam Sandler, Benjamin Netanyahu, Anne Frank. The people who went through the Holocaust and 6 million Jews died. Those are not the real Jews. Those are who the people look at as the real Jews. That's why Christ said, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. Read.
And are not.
And what?
And are not.
And are not. They are not the Jews. So what we did in I.S.U.P.K under Commander Junior YAHANNA was dig deep. Dig deep into research, archaeology, and there's so many paintings, there's so many statues, there's so much history on proving that those people in the land of Israel today are nothing but frauds. You are a fraud, and God and Jesus Christ is going to remove you from the land of Israel permanently. You understand? Black people are coming back home to take over that land. Hispanic and Native Indians are coming back home to take over that land. But it must be cleansed first. and must be cleansed. You understand that? Read it one more time. That last part.
But and are not.
And are not. Now give me Revelation 3 and 9.
Revelations chapter 3 verse 9.
Read.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. Read.
Which say they are Jews.
Which say they are Jews. Synagogue meaning they're the chief house of Satan. Yes, they're the ones that run Hollywood. And they're the ones promoting the LGBT community. They're the ones promoting adultery and getting high. The Jewish community. Right? They're your Jimmy Iovine's. They're your Steven Spielberg's. They're the ones that's pedophiles behind the scenes. Touching on little children actors. That's what they do. You understand? But they're not the real Jews. They claim to be God's chosen people, but homosexuals or gay at the same time. That don't work. You understand? But their origin is not of the ancestry of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're of the lineage of Esau. They come from Edom in the Bible. Right? Keep reading that.
Which say they are Jews.
Which say they are Jews.
And are not.
And are not. Seth Rogen is not a Jew. Adam Sandler is not a Jew. The Jewish population, Jewish, they are not Jews. Go ahead.
But do lie.
But do lie. Keep going.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
I will make, Christ said he's going to make them to come and worship before our feet. The real Jews and Israelites. God's chosen people. Read.
And to know that I have loved thee.
And he going to let them know that he loves us and he does not love them. Now give me Jeremiah 14 and 2. We're going to show you in the Bible the biblical description of the Jews. What the Jews look like. Look, we can go into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, from 16 to 68, and show the biblical curses that Moses prophesied what would happen if the Israelites did not follow the Lord and obey his commandments. And those Jewish people fit none of those curses. They didn't have a yoke of iron on their neck. They didn't go get packed like sardines on cargo slave ships. Hell, the Jewish community funded the slave trade. You understand? Go ahead and read that, right?
Jeremiah 14 and 2.
Read.
Judah mourneth. Judah.
Judah, which is where you get the term Jew from. Christ was a Jew. Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. Now, Judah is going to explain what's going on with the tribe of Judah. And another thing with those phonies, those Jewish cats, they never say they're from the tribe of Judah. They always say they're from the tribe of Levi. Levi, I'm from Levi. You ain't from Levi. You ain't no priest. You're a dog. Read. Adumi Kaleb. Ta'ala Yehudi. Right? You are not a Jew. You understand? You are the heathen. Right? Read.
Jeremiah 14 and 2.
Go ahead.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
The real Jews are in a state of mourning. They're in a state of continual sadness. Who's in a continual state of sadness and pain and hurt and agony? Black people. Why? Because we're getting killed in the streets every day. We're getting murdered in the streets every day. We're number one in abortion many years. You understand? We suffer from the crack epidemic, drugs, slavery. We all jacked up out here. You understand? Read.
They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
Black unto the
The
ground.
real Jews are in mourning. The gates thereof languish, meaning your political leaders, the black community are supposed to look up to for help and for guidance, failed black people in the form of Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, you understand, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. All those people failed black people, failed Hispanic people, failed Native Indian people, man. Because their agenda was not after the Lord, it was after the oppressor himself. It was after the Jewish community. The Jewish community hates black people, hates Mexicans, hates Native Indians. Why? Because they know we're the real Israelites. Read it one more time. What are they? What are the real Jews?
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
And that word black in the Hebrew is Qadar, Qadar, and it means dark skin. The original Jews are dark skinned people. You understand? When you look up the definition of ruddy in the Zondervan's Pictorial Compact Bible Dictionary, what are you going to see? It's going to say ready, as of light complexion, in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. When you look up the definition of ready, which was a word used to describe King David. In 1 Samuel 16 and 12, said that he was ruddy and of a beautiful countenance. Ruddy meaning the brother was fair skin, was lighter tone, in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. Remember when Moses put his hand into his bosom and took it out, and it became leprous as snow, and put it back and took it back out, and it became back to regular as his other flesh, because his other flesh was dark. The brother had melanin. You understand? The Lord's people are different shades of brown. You understand? Those people in the land of Israel today, they are not of the original tribes of Israel. They don't have no inheritance in the Bible. You understand? They are from Esau. They come from E-S-A-U. Esau. Wasted away is he. You understand? They're not Judah, they're not Benjamin, they're not Levi, they're not Reuben, they're not Gad, they're not Issachar, they're not Ephraim, they're not Simeon, they're not Asher, Naphtali, Zebulun. They're none of those tribes. And they have no promise. And they're going to be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Now from there, get Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. Because King David was from the tribe of Judah, from Bethlehem. He was from the tribe of Judah. His father was from the tribe of Judah, because Numbers 1 and 18 tell you that it goes according to your father. So if if King David was a Judite, that means his son Solomon of Bathsheba was a Judite. Now let's see what Solomon said. King Solomon, the wisest king in his time, let's see what he said. Read Song of Solomon 1 and 5.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
And this is the Song of Solomon, letting you know that it's speaking about Solomon. Solomon is speaking right here.
I am black.
Solomon said what?
I am black.
Solomon said, I am black. Now you can't deny these facts. He said, I am black. So when you go into the Hebrew, what the Old Testament was written in, the Hebrew word there is shakor, which means dark skin, just like Quadar. You can look it up yourself. Solomon said, I am black. Now, how did he end up black? So was King David white? Was King David European, olive tone? Which olives are only either green or black. But what does that mean? Solomon said, I am black. Read.
But commonly
meaning beautiful, handsome. Read.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem. Read.
As the tents of Kedar. As the curtains of Solomon.
Right. That's it on that. Now get Acts 13 and 1. So the point I'm showing you color in the Bible. I'm showing you that those people in the land of Israel today cannot possibly be King Solomon. They can't be King David. There wasn't Samson. There wasn't Samuel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. There weren't, the popular figures in the Bible, the righteous figures in the Bible, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. They were not that. And where Nick Cannon went wrong, Nick Cannon got on there on the podcast and said, which was true, black people can't be anti-Semitic, which is a term that I use very loosely. Right? It's not really a biblical term, but they use this term, Semitic. They say that they come from Shem. Now, they are not from Shem, but in their aspect, they're saying they are from the tribes of Israel. They're saying that they're the real Jews. But Nick Cannon got on there and told Professor Griff, not Native Americans, but black people can't be anti-Semitic when we're Semitic. We're the Hebrews. We're the Israelites. That's what Nick Cannon said. And then once the Jewish community, the owners of his company and the bosses, because that's who's in power, the Jewish community. Once they saw that he said that, they pulled the plug on Nick Cannon. And Nick Cannon, you should have held your post. You understand? You should have stood firm on what you was taught and believed, that you are the original Jew. And what they do, they told Nick Cannon, you better apologize, boy. You better apologize. That was anti-Semitic. We're going to strip you of all your money and move. You'll never see another day in Hollywood. You better apologize. Now they got the brother on there interviewing some damn pedophile rabbi. You understand? But in I.S.U.P.K, we're not going to apologize for being right. You understand? That's very weak. We're gonna tell the truth and stand on the truth. Those people in the land of Israel today, they're the ones that need to apologize and move out of Israel. But they are such a proud and pompous people, they're not going to move. So Jesus Christ is going to remove them himself. You understand? A Judite, a real Jew, a black man as described in Revelation chapter 1 verse 13 through 15, Daniel chapter 10 verse 5 through 6, Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. Jesus Christ, a man of color, of the tribe of Judah, is going to remove those fake Jews and replace it with its rightful owners, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. I'm going to show you that the prophets and teachers in the Bible was called niggers. Give me Acts 13 and 1.
Acts chapter 13 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
Certain prophets and teachers, read.
As Barnabas and Simeon. That was called niggers.
That was called what?
Nigger.
They were called niggers. In the Greek or the Latin, Niger, which means black. Why were these prophets and teachers of the stock of Israel called niggers as a derogatory term? Because they were black. They were black. Simon Peter, black. Matthew, black. James, black. Timothy, black. Paul, black. You understand? When I say black, they could also be of the northern tribes, because Mexicans is black. Native Americans are black. You understand? The white man looks at us as all black. You understand? But we know we are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. When you dig deeper into Genesis 49, when you get those breakdowns of Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, the 28th chapter, you understand? You learn the prophecies and who fits those prophecies. When you put, I'll display some of the art on the video. When you look at the paintings and old murals and on Egyptian walls, you see brothers with straight froze. Jewish people can't grow froze. You understand? They can't grow froze and wide noses. They got hook noses. That's why they were called rats. You understand? They're not the real Jews. They're not authentic. You understand? They're posers. They're claiming to be you, black man. They're claiming to be you, Hispanic, Native Indian man, and you letting them. That's why us in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander YAHANNA, we putting the heat to them. They can't shut us up. They can't pull the plug on us because God and Jesus Christ is the ones pulling the strings on this operation known as the truth. With that, shalom.